Gus Malzahn has been hired by UCF to be their next head coach, and this comes as big news, especially after Auburn had actually fired Malzahn back a few weeks ago, right before the season ended, which was kind of a surprising move by Auburn. I definitely thought that Auburn, if they were going to move on with him, it would have been at the end of the season, but they just decided to get rid of him before the season even ended, which was kind of surprising considering all the success that Malzahn had with Auburn over the course of the past few seasons. But nonetheless, he's now with UCF. He is the new UCF head coach. Of course, UCF has had a plenty amount of success over the past few years. This team, of course, had Josh Heupel previously as their head coach, and he did pretty well with UCF. He had 3 really good seasons, made it to 3 bowl games, or was eligible for them. And all around, not bad for UCF getting Gus Malzahn after having Josh Heupel and Scott Frost. So honestly, I mean, Gus Malzahn, he's a pretty high-profile head coach. He really hasn't had a whole lot of experience with coaching. He's only been head coaching since, I think, 2012, 2011. But if you look at him, he was previously the head coach of Auburn. He had tons of success there. The only problem with Malzahn was he was not able to win bowl games. I think he only won a couple of bowl games, but of course he did make it to a national championship back in his first season, and that's when everyone really thought Gus Malzahn was super promising. I mean, they had a very talented group there in 2013, but still, he did lead this Auburn team, or an Auburn team, to a national championship back a few years ago, so you got to consider that as well. He had a 68-35 overall record with Auburn, which really not that bad at all. I mean, considering Auburn's in likely the toughest conference of all of college football, especially over the past decade, he really has not done a terrible job with Auburn at all. So that's going to be huge for UCF. UCF's getting a head coach that has got the experience of the SEC. He's been with the SEC conference for quite a while now, so that's going to come into good use once he goes to UCF, which, once again, UCF has done very well with head coaches. Josh Heupel was successful. Obviously, they decided to move on with Gus Malzahn, but if you also look, I mean, Scott Frost as well, he was right before Josh Heupel. So head coaches of UCF have certainly had a lot of success in the past few years. And once again, Malzahn has that experience that's going to come to be very useful once he's at UCF, because UCF in the American Athletic is definitely the best group of 5 team, or best group of 5 conference. When you compare that with the SEC, I mean, Malzahn's got some really good experience there, going all the way from the SEC to the American Athletic, and that's also going to bring a lot of great recruiting over. Obviously, UCF already has some great recruiting every year, some of the best in the group of 5 conferences, but Gus Malzahn being an SEC coach prior to this job is going to be definitely a big positive for UCF. They're going to get some good recruiting coming in, I can guarantee you, over the next few years. That being said, that's it for this morning. Of course, Gus Malzahn was hired for UCF once again. Kind of a crazy move for UCF to go for Gus Malzahn. Obviously, they needed head coach, so he was the perfect man for the job. That being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments below on Gus Malzahn and this hire by UCF. I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more from All Sports Central. I'll see you guys all later.